Soy Mr. Smith, para los que no me conozcan, y he tenido el placer de acompañar a Y6 en este viaje educativo que hemos hecho, que es el programa Ignite. Voy a explicar un poco de lo que va el programa y voy a intentar hacerlo en español, ya que los niños van a hablar mucho tiempo en inglés y me parece justo que si les pido que hablen en público en inglés, pues yo tenga que hacerlo en español, que seguramente suena muy raro para algunos, pero se puede hacer. Bueno, el programa, como han visto en el panfleto que tienen, va sobre todo de hablar en público. Van a hablar 5 minutos cada uno de un tema que han elegido y van a presentar 20 diapositivas del tema de 15 segundos cada uno, que suma a 5 minutos, que es mucho tiempo para hablar en público. El enfoque realmente es eso, es hablar en público. Y hemos trabajado juntos en clase la voz, el lenguaje corporal, cómo ensayar, el guión, los nervios y todo eso que hemos practicado mucho. Gracias sobre todo a la nueva tecnología hemos podido grabarnos, ver las grabaciones para ver cómo mejorar y se han dado consejos y ayuda y hemos recibido comentarios muy perspicaces y beneficiosos los unos y los otros. No ha sido fácil desde el principio, al principio nos costó bastante aprender a hablar así, incluso unas líneas, pero hemos hecho grandes avances para llegar hoy a una presentación de 5 minutos. Y no es algo fácil hablar en público así, incluso para nosotros los adultos es algo difícil. Así que para una clase de Y6 es muy impresionante que han llegado hasta este punto. Bueno, gracias a las familias por venir y apoyar iniciativas así, que tenemos muchos en el colegio, es otro nuevo y a veces difícil, pero muy beneficioso. Gracias a las familias por el apoyo, a los alumnos por el esfuerzo y implicación, que han sido semanas de trabajo en el colegio y me parece también en casa, se nota bastante. Y paso la palabra a los alumnos, un fuerte aplauso.
Hello to everyone. Today I'm going to present my night presentation about the Lakers. The Lakers are an extremely famous team of the United States and a really famous team of the NBA. The National Basket Association, better known as the NBA, is a private professional league played in the United States since 1949. All basketball teams should have different kits. In this case, the Lakers have 4 different kits: a black, a white, a purple, and a yellow kit. This is the actual best player from the Lakers. His name is LeBron James. He played on the Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat, then he came again to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he came to Los Angeles Lakers. He worked out 5 to 7 days per week for his workout routine, and he wakes up at 5 p.m., even on the days that he doesn't work out. Rob Pelinka is the general manager of the Lakers. He's the one in charge of training this awesome team every day. This is the shoe of the Lakers. It's purple, yellow, and a bit black and blue, and also have the logo of the Lakers that makes this shoe singular and special. What if I told you that the best year from the Lakers was in 1999 to 2000, when they obtained 67 victories in only one season? the actual ranking from the Lakers. Well, not actual, the 13th of May of 2022. As you can see, the Lakers are in 23rd position. I think that they can do much better than this. This is Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol played in Los Angeles Lakers, and he won World Cup, 2 NBA rings, 3 Eurobaskets, 3 ACB leagues, and 1 Copa del Rey. This is the logo of Los Angeles Lakers. It has an orange basketball and a big letter saying Los Angeles Lakers in purple. Personally, I really like this logo. Really cool. Do you know when the Lakers started to? Well, I'm here to tell you. The Lakers started to during the 1971 to the 1972. Do you know how much money pay the Lakers? Well, so a new sponsor that gives them an income of $100 million. That's a lot of money. The reason why the Lakers is so famous is because they buy innumerable records, and because this is the team that assists in more finals than any other team of the NBA. In total, 32 times. This is the most successful team of the NBA. Why? Because they won 17 championships of the NBA. This is the biggest rival from the Lakers, the Boston Celtics. They have met each other 12 times on NBA Finals. And 9 victories going to the Boston Celtics and 3 victories going for the Lakers. Now we are going to talk about this awesome player, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant won 5 NBA titles and 2 Olympic golds. Do you know what means being the MVP? Well, MVP means most valuable player, which means being the best. Now you know what means being the MVP. So, do you want to know if Kobe Bryant had ever been the MVP? The answer is yes. Kobe Bryant has been the MVP 2 times. Finally, in this presentation, we are going to talk about the death of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant died in January 26 of 2020 in a helicopter accident. I'm never gonna forget this.
Police officer test. Today I am going to talk about police officer test. I am Martina Pico and I hope you enjoy this presentation. I've been working on this presentation a lot of time. There are 3 physical tests and 1 exam. The 3 physical tests, I am going to explain it to you now in the next slide. Is a circuit, a race, and plank or push-ups. The race is, there are many persons that run, but only a few can win this race. Do you have to go in sporty clothes to the test? No obligatory, but it is recommended to go in sports clothes. So if you going to do this test, I hope you go in sporty clothes. 18 years is how old you need to be a police to do the test and the exam. 65 years is how old you need to be. So you can't be a police because you are very old for be a police and you can broke something. 165. 165 is the height the men's need, and 116 is the height the women's need. Normally, the men's are they are higher, so they need more height. The weights. This is a graphic with all the weights you need. It's not a perfect graphic, but it's the most new. Where do you do the exam? You do the exam is in a very big classroom like this. There are many people that try to do this exam, but only a few can pass this exam. In the exam, enter like the rules of the city, how to resolve a crime, what you need to find the killer or the person that do the crime. And there are 100 questions in this exam. It's a page, many pages, with all the questions, and another with A, B, C, D, E, and 1, 2, 3, D. And you need to fill out the circle. They give you 15 minutes to do all the exam. Normally, it gives time to do all the exam, but some persons don't finish all. If they see that you are cheating or copying, you can do the exam in like 3 years, and it's very difficult to be a police again or do this exam. So don't cheat in this exam. Some persons can study all the information in 3-4 months, and other in 5-7 years. But normally in 2 years they can remember all. This is I think this is the easy position of police, the local police. There are some only in a zone, and there are not so much dangerous. And the national police is the most dangerous, not of me because of Google and Safari and all that. You need to resolve crime very dangerous, and you need to be very careful when you are national police. 1,070 and 21,244 dollars are how much they pay for national police and local police. They train in an academy police. You can see that there are like persons, so you need to rescate them, and you need to train there. You need to stay there 9 months practicing and all this, so you can go in the streets and be a police, and all the people can see that they're a real police. And this is the end.
I'm gonna present a paper from I think that I like coming. I hope you like it and your things. When cooking was invented after 1 million years ago, when Americans started to use fire to cook meat. Why do I like cooking? I like cooking because I like cooking things, new things, and sharing them with my family. And what is the best food that my friends love? The best food was the jabalí that my friends said that it was very good. How much dishes I cook? I cooked 27 dishes in the TikTok account. I'm gonna explain why cooking is important. Cooking is important to alimент the animals and aliment humans. Who is the first the best cooker in the world? born in 22 is Leonard X. What type of food I cook salads and desserts. So please invite and who helped me to cook in the kitchen. My mom and my dad helped me to cook. Sometimes my dad and my mom, but my dad the most. When I started to cooking with 5 and 6 years old. I started cooking normal things at home with my phone. What is my favorite and some friends' favorite thing I cook? The favorite things and my friends' things I cook were the butter cookies and the oil bread. The oil bread is an Italian dish that I cook in my TikTok account that I can talk. I have a TikTok account where I put I do food and cook with my family, with my dad, and my mom. But it's my first dish I cook, the first thing I cook, but the butter cookies that I talked earlier about. The paella, where the paella is from. The paella is from Valencia, and my dad loved making that with me, and I did it in my TikTok. For pizza, the pizza is an Italian recipe that I like with the food, egg, a boiled egg. Pork ribs are from Florida. I also cook it. I like it with barbecue sauce and pancakes. And I do it in my TikTok account and they're from the United States. And then I love them. The things I use in the kitchen. I use the spoon and the
Hello everyone, I am Maria and I'm going to present you my presentation about Stranger Things. Do anybody know what is Stranger Things? Yes. Stranger Things is a series about a monster that comes from the underground that captures people and kills them from food. This monster is called Demogorgon. It's the first monster that appears in Stranger Things. The main characters are Eleven, Will, Dustin, Lucas, Max, Hopper, and Joyce. There are different houses in different houses. The meeting house is at Mike's house. This is Hopper. He's the Polish chef of Stranger Things. And that he adopts Eleven in the second season, and he helps the kids to close the portal and to kill the monsters. This is Joyce Byers, the mother of Will Byers. She was one of the first people in Stranger Things to know about the Demogorgon and the world upside down. Stranger Things was made in Atlanta, Georgia. The series was going to call Montauk, but they changed it to Stranger Things in the last moment. The first season came out in 2015. The story begins with Will, who disappears on the way home, with Eleven that just came from the laboratory where they experimented with her because of her superpowers. The protagonist is Eleven, that when she was little, the Dr. Brenner captured him and took him to the lab of Hawkins to experiment with her because of her superpowers. In Stranger Things, all the kids from the laboratory have superpowers, but in the second season, we can see that the mysterious sister of Eleven, called Candy, has superpowers too, and that she escaped from the laboratory when she was little. The portal is a hole in the wall that is from the upside down and from the normal world. The upside down is a world that is dark with monsters, with no lights, etc. The portal was opened in the first season by Eleven, accidentally, but in the second season, Eleven closed it. And in the third season, the Russians opened the portal, but in the last episode of the first season, Joyce and Hopper closed it. Dart is a baby Demogorgon that Duncan found in her carriage on the way home, and that he took care of him until he was big and he escaped from home. He is the only good Demogorgon. The Mind Flyer is a dangerous monster because it's the biggest one and creates an army of people to destroy the world. The Mind Flyer is a small monster, but because of the army of people that he moved in, went with the Mind Flyer and he became the biggest monster. The Mind Flyer wants to kill Eleven because Eleven closed the portal in season 2 and the Mind Flyer saw it, and because he knows that Eleven is the only one who can stop her. The Mind Flyer sends Eleven to a ring with Billy that is the accomplice of the Mind Flyer to find Eleven, to then the Mind Flyer goes and kills Eleven. I like Stranger Things because I think it's a series so interesting and good, and because I like the history of the story and the character. And I think when you start seeing it, you can't stop seeing it. Stranger Things had 3 seasons, but the 27th of May, the Stranger Things take out the first volume of the 4th season, and the 1st of April they are taking out the 2nd volume of 4th season. When you start showing Stranger Things, it's a bit scary, but when you continue showing it, I think it's not scary, and I think you're going to like it. And thank you for listening.
Hello, I'm Carlos and I'm going to talk about cancer. For example, who is cancer, who discovered it, when, and more things. I think that you will enjoy it. Cancer is the constant growth of abnormal cells in the body. Cancer cells are also called malignant cells. In this image is a cell mutation, and this can produce cancer. Cancer is one of the more dangerous diseases in the world because of its high mortality and of the difficulty of treatment. Here are more photos of cells mutating. Who discovered cancer? Cancer was discovered from the physician Hippocrates. He was the first to use the term carcinomas. So Greek people discovered cancer and more things. This man is Hippocrates. I chose this topic because I want to be a doctor and I think that it's interesting to learn about it. Here is the God of medicine for Greek people. Is there a cure for cancer? Whether or not person's cancer can be curable will depend on the age and on the diagnosis and on the moment of diagnosis of the person. Here are some examples of jobs that of doctors that treat cancer. The physiotherapist, the psychologist, the neuropsychologist, and the rehabilitation doctor. The oncology is the branch of medicine that treats cancer. Oncologists use chemotherapy. Here is oncologist helping to a patient with cancer. The physiotherapist is the person that tries to reinforce and preserve the cognitive function. Like in this photo, is a physiotherapist helping to a woman with cancer to preserve and restore his body. What is the oncology nurse? The oncology nurse is the person that tries to help to care the patient with cancer. Like here, do you know that the oncology nurse is one of the most important jobs on the world? The psychologist is the person that tries to have to the patient good thoughts and good ideas. The surgical is the person that removes the tumor during the surgery. Surgicals use the damaging machine who operates with a high precision. What is the radiotherapist? The radiotherapist is the person that tries to kill the cell with cancer with the radio machine, like in this photo, is a man inside of him. See example, la couldn't pass cancer. Chadwick Boseman, a famous actor that he was filmed Black Panther. Jarabe Palo, a singer, and Walt Disney. And now, an example that of famous people that overcame cancer. Antonio Cines, a famous actor that he was filmed Los Serrano, and he needed a psychologist and a physiotherapist. Antonio Banderas, another famous actor here from Spain. He was filmed El Zorro, and he needed a psychologist, a physiotherapist, and a rehabilitation doctor. Dani Rovira, a famous comedian here in Spain. He just needs his family during the treatment. Did you know that Dani Rovira was filmed in Japan? Arjen Robben, an ex-football player. He overcame cancer in 2014 and he needed a psychologist, oncology nurse, a rehabilitation doctor, and a physiotherapist. How many people overcame cancer in 2020 here in Spain? 2,346 people overcame cancer here in Spain in 2020. Finally, if you want to prevent cancer, 1. Don't smoke. 2. Have a good diet. 3. Do sports. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, I am Diego, and today I am going to do my presentation on the city of Seville. I hope you like it and you learn something new. The first settlements in the city of Seville were in 1000 before Christ. Due to this, we can say that Seville was founded in 1000 before Christ. The Tartessos were the first people to inhabit Seville, and they invade the triangle of Seville, Cádiz, and Huelva, and a little bit of Badajoz. The first name the city of Seville had were Espal, but some historians and other people say that was Ispal. All the names that the city of Seville have an S. In these tables, we can see how in general the population of Seville have been decreased, and also in the pandemic, the 2 last years. The Phoenicians were the second people to inhabit the city of Seville. They navigated a lot, and were times that they were in Seville when the Tartessos were here. But the Greeks were the third people to inhabit the city of Seville, before the Romans. The Greeks have origins in Mycenaean cultures. The Carthaginians were the peoples that destroyed the city of Seville. Before the Tartessos, the Phoenicians, and the Greeks came to the city of Seville. They were descendants of the Phoenicians. Seville is a rich city of monuments. We can see in Seville the Alcázar, the Giralda, the Gold Tower, the Spain Square, and lots of more things. The Giralda was made by the Muslims, and the Gold Tower was made by the Muslims, and the Alcázar was begun by the Muslims and finished by Alfonso X. Seville was the most important city in the world from 1490 to 1910, when Cristobal Colon and Catholic prince discovered America. Seville was the most important city in the world because it was geographically strategic to the traffic of chocolates, fruits, vegetables, coffee, oil, gold, etc. Seville is the capital of Andalusia, that have 8 provinces. Seville is the city Andalusia is the autonomous community most populous in Spain, and for me it's the best. Seville was named the capital of Andalusia because historians' reasons, and it was decided by the Parliament of Andalusia. Popular parties in Seville are Feria, that are private clothes and Semana Santa, that represents the death, the patience and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Seville is a very touristic city and is very attractive to all the tourists. 2.5 million tourists visit Seville in 2021. One characteristic of Seville is that it is one of the few cities that have a river port. Her patron is the Virgen de los Reyes, that have her processions in the 15th of August. San Fernando is the patron of Seville, has her procession in the Corpus Christi, and it was the convent of Seville. It's an invocation very known in Seville. The people of Seville, in general, are kind, gentle, and always try to help you. They also say that they have a lot of art. I think Seville is the best city in the world because have a lot of culture, a lot of history, and a good gastronomy. I hope you like my presentation, and thank you for listening.
I'm another language to talk about the sport I love. It's called waterpolo. Does anybody know what waterpolo is? Yes. Has anybody ever played it? No. Well, since it's not very known, I'm going to tell you everything you know and more. Waterpolo is a game that's played in water. To play, you need a pool, a rope, and a ball. And the match normally lasts 60 minutes. Rules of waterpolo. Waterpolo has many rules, some of them being you can't stick the ball in the water or else it's foul. If there's a foul, you must give the ball to the other team. And you can't hold the ball with 2 hands. The goalie, however, can hold the ball with 2 hands, or else it would be impossible to stop the oncoming goals. Also, if you kick or punch someone underwater, you'll be out of the game immediately. You can't swim underwater because that way nobody will see you, and that's considered cheating. If you get in 2 meters from the goalie's line, you're an offside.
Water polo was invented in 1888 in the United States by William Wilson, and it was first played in 1900 in the Olympics. This was a very important day for water polo. FINA is the official league of water polo. Their logo is water is a ball, because all the sports they play are in water. But water polo is the most famous of them all. They organize tournaments every year. The numbers in water polo don't have any meaning except for 1 and 13, which are always the goalie. But the positions do. They start from 1 to 6 from the position where the ball is. Greece is the best male team in water polo, and the best player is called Diego Galimati, who plays for Hungary, which is the 3rd best team. The 2nd best team is Serbia, and the 4th is in Spain. The best female team is United States, and the best player plays for them. She's called Maggie Stephens. The United States has won many titles, and Maggie Stephens was once declared the best player in the world. Water polo in the world. Water polo is mostly played in Europe, and mostly in the South, and in the United States. But the United States is starting to be left back by the better teams in Europe. There are many strategies in water polo, but I'm going to explain the most simple attack strategy. It consists of an arc position around the goalie, and it can be very stressing for him. One's placed in the middle and they pass until one of them decides to shoot. The water polo ball. This is the ball I play with, which is a bit smaller and lighter, and this is the professional ball. They are heavy, so you do not want to be hit by them, and they bounce off water, but not from the floor. FAN is the Andalusian Federation of Swimming. It's got sports like water polo, dance in water, and swimming. In Spanish, it's called Federación Andaluza de Natación. This is my team, as you can see in my t-shirt. I play water polo Sevilla. It's a pretty good team, but it's not the best. It's been defeated by other teams. But we have won many things. Water polo Dos Hermanas is a rival in water polo. They are a very good team, but in my opinion, we're a bit better than them since we've won 4 of the 5 matches we've played against them. Records of water polo Sevilla. We've won a couple of important titles, like in the official league being 1st of Spain, 3rd of Andalusia 3 times, and 1st of Andalusia twice. Water polo Marbella is the best team in our league. They've lost 0 matches. The second is Water polo Jerez, who's only lost to Marbella, and we are 3rd. Right now competing against Marbella, who've only lost 2 matches. The Guam is a very important tournament for people, for 11-year-olds and 10-year-olds, and it's organized every year. This is the 13th one, and we beat our club's record being 4th of Spain. If you want to join Club Water Polo Sevilla, you can enter the website, and I hope you enjoyed and learned something new.
Hello, my name is Pablo León. I'm going to present you a PowerPoint about NASA and their characteristics, like the Moon and Mars, because it's interesting for me and I hope for you. NASA means National Aeronautics Space Administration. NASA was created because the Soviet Union, the 4th of October of 1958. NASA is located in Merritt Island. It's in Florida, in the United States. As you can see in the image, is NASA. NASA was created the 29th of July of 1958. Dwight Eisenhower created NASA. After the Cold War, NASA began to work on supersonic flight. NACA was the previous name of NASA. NACA means National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics. It was founded in 1915 to 1958. Dwight Eisenhower was a military and also the President of the United States. The 20th of January of 1953 to the 20th of January of 1961. Dwight Eisenhower was born in Denison, in Texas. As you can see in the image, is a palace of Denison. The Apollo 11 was the first rocket to go to the moon. It went the 16th to the 24th of July of 1969. This is the logo of Apollo 11. These are the words of Neil Armstrong saying when go to the moon. The first man is Neil Armstrong. North American Rockwell is the company that created the Apollo 11. As you can see in the image is the logo. Go to the moon from the Earth on a rocket, it have 132 hours. The moon is an imperfect sphere, but we can see that it's almost round from the Earth. A person that works in NASA it earns between $47,000 to $91,000. If you want to work in NASA, you need engineering, aerospace, and informatics. The next step of NASA is going to Mars. NASA said that the Earth in 2012, the Earth is going to die, but it never happened. As you can see, we are all here. In Mars, we are exploring Mars because with the climate change, the Earth is dying, and we need another planet to live in. In Mars, it's like a cold desert. It's almost minus 55 degrees centigrade. The size of Mars is the half of the size of the Earth. Going to Mars from the Earth on a rocket, it takes 450 days. The end.
Music by alumnado. This is my presentation on the history and how we have listened to music throughout all times. I hope you enjoy and I hope you like it. Before to listen to music, we need a musical instrument, and now we can just get on our phones and we can listen to music whenever and wherever we want to, even without Wi-Fi. And in this presentation, I hope you learned about all the different ways to play music that have been throughout history. In 1857, a Frenchman named Edward Clement Scott created a device that represented sounds graphically. Nearly a decade later, US inventor Admiral Berliner invented the gramophone. After that, in 1948, Peter Goldberg invented the vinyl, which was completely revolutionary to the whole music industry and changed the way to listen to music because it was cheaper than anything before. In 1963, Philips and Sony created the cassette. It was released on Europe August 20th, and this is our cassette.
The song that just played was Escuela de Calor by Valle Futura, which is a really famous song in the 80s and 90s in Spain, and it's a Spanish song. And I think most of the parents might know that song from the time. The tape that I put the cassette on the radio that just played was a recorded cassette that my mom recorded when she was young. The difference between a tape cassette and a real cassette is that a real cassette you pay to the artist, and a tape cassette you make yourself. And to play, these are the things you use to put the players you use to play the music. What is the Walkman? The Walkman was invented in 1963 by Sony, and it was completely revolutionary because it's like an iPod or an iPhone, and you can walk around with it and listen to music with your headphones. It was invented in 1963 by a Sony co-worker in Maizaro, Ibuka, and he got this idea because he wanted to be able to listen to music on plane flights, and he got it. What happens when a CD or a vinyl gets scratched? When that happens, the music won't play the same. It will kind of be blurry and cut and yeah. In 1972, I think, Philips and Sony teamed up to create the CD record or the compact disc, and it is still used nowadays to listen to music in a lot of places, including Spain. Out of all these three, the most sold one has been the cassette of all times, and in its lifespan, which was in 1963 to 1988, it sold nearly 2 billion copies. Another fun fact of cassettes is that if you recorded a cassette at your house, the author of the song or the artist wouldn't get paid for it, which is kind of streaming nowadays. Streaming basically is that you can listen to music free in YouTube, or you can pay for Spotify or other things like that. And when you do that, most of the time the artist of the song doesn't get paid for it. So it makes a lot of things. It has made a lot of things change since before. And my favorite CD that we have in my house is the Celebration Day, because I really like listening, and it's a very good CD. And I tried to find different data for CDs, vinyls, and cassettes, but it's the same on everyone. The best most sold cassette, CD, and vinyl is Thriller by Michael Jackson, with more than 45 million copies sold.
Hello, my name is Pablo Coleto, and I'm going to present you my presentation about Competencias de Y6. I hope you like it and have a good time learning about this topic. During the spring and summer of 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright took the first flight brief at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The first airline was the German airship called Dera, founded in the 16th of November of 1909 in Germany. I chose this topic because when I grow up, I want to be a commercial aircraft pilot. But I also like combat plane, but this one more. Because the other are dangerous. The material of a plane are the figure of steel, glass, carbon, crystal, aluminum oxide, and iron. The material matrix is made up of metal alloys. An airplane is a fixed-wing aerodynamic with more density than the wind, providing wings and a cargo area, and capable of flight powered by one or more engines. Type of jets. They are regional jets, light jets, and jets. Refer line aircraft, commuter liners, and aircraft. They are more, but it's not in this text. Can a strike make a plane downfall? No, on the contrary, there are so many cold shadow areas that can happen in ocean, large deserts, and in countries with a lot of that have a lot of orography. How cold can affect airplanes? Freezing. Not only the landing and take runways, also the plane itself that can suffer accumulating of ice. Why are the windows round? The windows are round because this shape is used to help with the roundest corners to help to distribute the pressure extend on the airplane, basically. Why are not the seats and the windows alineated? An airplane can have a certain amount of windows, and the airlines fill the interior of the airplanes with as many seats as possible. Can a turbulence make a plane down, a plane fall? No. It may scare too many passengers to the point to start paying for the airlines and for seats. There are 3 different types of lights in a plane. They are green is dark in the left side, red is dark in the right side, and white is dark in the back of the plane. It's very difficult to tell the direction of a plane in the air. To make things easier, we have a green light in the right side and a red light in the left side. I say it before. And how can rain affect airplanes? With the large amount of rain associated with extreme storm can severely damage aircraft, especially wingers, jet engines, and turbine blades. A combat airplane is more quick than a commercial aircraft because they are prepared for that and they weigh less than the others. The masts aren't intended to hold all the flights, to happen to the person or the flight. Some airplanes can fly more than 5 hours without having an engine on the airplane. If someone died on a flight, it has to stay with the pilot in the cabin to the rest of the flight. The largest airplane in the world weighs nearly 600 tons. Well, I hope you like it and have a good time learning. Bye now.
Hello, I am Pilar Lopez and I am going to present my Ignite World. I hope you enjoy it. I am going to talk about football and the Athletic Balompié. The first team of the history was the Shield. It's this team that you have here, and it was created in 1827. The Athletic Balompié is my team, and it was founded in 1927, and it promised to Liga in the 24th of May of 2015. The Realities Anthem. The Realities Anthem is to encourage the team to win the match. And as well, you know the famous phrase, now that is now the goal is coming. You know the significance of anthem. These are 6 examples of anthems. An anthem means the origin of the team or some anthems, as well as playing the history of a team. What football players is based on? Football players is based on carbohydrates, vegetables, fruits, and so on. And here you have a little table. The football team of Spain, they are first in La Liga of women, and the trainer is Jorge Villa, and the captain Irene, and the player with more matches is Daniel Mossos. How many King Cup has with these football teams? Real Betis Balompié 3, Sevilla 5, Atlético de Madrid 10. Interesting fact, you know that 18% of the balls that we have now, they are created in Pakistan, and the balls created in China was made with clothes and rubbish inside. What you need to play football, you need a boot, a pants, and shin, and as well, the most important thing, a t-shirt that represents your team. The frequent injuries of that you can have in playing football. Here you have an example, and the most frequent is the knee injury. The three best football players that win Balón de Oro: Messi 7. Second, Cristiano Ronaldo with 5, and then Neymar with 0. The Argentine coach of Atlético de Madrid wins monthly 3.7 million euros in the month. How many money wins these football players of PSG? Messi 7 million monthly, Neymar 6 million monthly, and Mbappé 3 million monthly as well. How football affect young people? Affect the hairstyle, the clothes, and sometimes the fighting that they have with other people. This is the stadium of Betis. It's called Real Betis Balompié. Another stadium have a name. Every stadium of football have a different name. They represent their funny moments at football. Here you have a video of 30 seconds of funny moments. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy and you learn a little bit more. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Paula and I'm going to present you the unit 9 presentation. It's about Hamble. If you don't know what it is, don't worry. I'm going to tell it to you. Well, in Hamble, you need a few of materials. You need a tiny ball that fits in your hand, 2 goals on the corner of where you're going to play. You need 7 people, minimum 6, and you need a special field or court to play handball. This is an image. There are a lot of places where you can play handball. Fields, courts, sports centers, etc., etc. They are often played in sports centers because it's more comfortable. Here you have an image. Well, in handball, you need 7 people. 6 are in the middle that are attacking and defending, and 1 is in the corner of where are the goals. That is mean that he is the goalkeeper. He needs to stop the ball of the other team. You need to play with the hands. If you play with the feet, you have a lag, and that is two. Techniques. I recommend to you throw the ball high, better than pass the hand to hand the ball. And also, before throwing it to the goal, make 3 steps and then jump. Handball is also called football, but with hands. It has some difference and some similarities. if you need to play with the hands. Carl was the founder of modern handball. He created handball in Germany 1919. He was a sport teacher in Berlin. Now we're going to talk more about Carl Lenz. Carl Lenz was famous because he was the father of handball. Like I said, he made handball in Germany in 1919. Carl Lenz was an author of books, so he created the rules by hand, so the ones that want to play handball could do it with any problem. Germany and France are the countries that is more played handball. In there also play women's and men's. This man is called Michael Hansen. Michael Hansen is the best handball player on the world. He won a lot of prizes. He is an Olympic champion, a national champion, an European champion, etc., etc. He was also selected as the All-Star Sport handball players. This is Javi Pascual, and the other one is Jordi Rivera. Javi Pascual was the coach of Dinamo Bucharest, and Jordi Rivera is the national handball team coach. This is Roberto Garcia. Roberto Garcia is the coach of Egypt. These ones were selected like the best coach in the year of 1991. This is a group of friends. This is the group most successful of the world, followed by Sweden and Romania. Some of you will question if there are also play women this game. Well, the first woman that played this game was the German girls. Between them was Purina Zapico, that was the interest of Asturias and one of the first handball players in the world. These are some videos of moments in handball. The end.
Hello to everyone, my name is Alonso Cabano, and today I'm here to present you my PowerPoint about bodybuilders. I was working in this a lot. I hope you like it. Adrian Sando was the first bodybuilder of the world, so that means that he created a tournament of bodybuilders. He wins 2 tournaments of bodybuilding. Adrian Sando was born the 2nd of April of 1867 in Germany. Ronnie Coleman is the best bodybuilder of the world. He won 26 awards in all his career, and he is the bodybuilder that has more awards. And Ronnie Coleman's first tournament win it was in Canada in 1995, and in the same years he won another that is called the Russian Grand Prix, also in 1995. Ronnie Coleman was born the 13th of May of 1964 in the United States. Ronnie Coleman started training with 12 years, and when he was 24 years old, Brian Dobson asked him if he was a bodybuilder, and there it was when he started his career of bodybuilding. He trains all weeks from Monday to Saturday, 2 or 3 hours, and he needs 3 trainers for take the ring of Ronnie Coleman. When Ronnie Coleman had 24 years, he won 2 tournaments, and he was all natural. But in the next 6 years, he started to put in steroids. The injury of Rooney Coleman was in December 1996 that he was taking 2,017 kilograms in squats and the disc moved, and this is the second best bodybuilder of the world. He had a weight of 85 kilograms and he was 79 years old. If you win a tournament, you have $10 million. That means that Rooney Coleman now have $18 million, because there are some tournaments that don't give you money. Rooney Coleman can take on 316 kilos in squats, 1,043 kilos in press leg. He is 1.18 centimeters old. The best bodybuilder of the world in female is Rachel McLeish. He is from Canada. He has 65 years old and he is 59 kilograms. She wins 6 tournaments of $5 million. His first tournament was in 1955 in Texas. She started training with 24 years and she won a tournament with 24 years, and the tournament was called Figure Olympia in 1969. She trained all week 3 days, and the other day she do ballet. Rachel McLeish can take 2,000 kilograms in squats and 300 kilograms in press. I choose this topic because I don't know nothing of this, and now I know a lot of this. Thank you for your attention. I hope you like it.
Hello, today I'm going to talk about funny football moments by me, Pedro Sanchez. We're going to see different moments from different games and different tips. This is Cristiano Ronaldo in 2017 against Atletico de Madrid when they won 3-0, and after the game, once he scored the goal, Cristiano Ronaldo went up to the interviewer and he asked him to say a couple of words, and he said, "Muchas gracias, Michon." It's all solo. And they won. It was in 2016 in the Copa del Rey. It was the final from Atletico Madrid, from Barcelona and Madrid. And after a hard game, Madrid won. And once they were in the bus rolling around the streets of Madrid, the cup, while Sergio Ramos was holding it, he dropped it and it ran over the bus. And that's a picture of the cup. In a game of Haiti versus Canada, the goalkeeper of Canada was sent a pass from his teammate in the left back, the defender. And the ball went in between his legs and he scored on himself, and he accidentally hit the ball inside of the ball. Can you repeat it? So basically, the one between his legs, and when he tried to hit it out, his other foot got in the way and he hit it inside. Here it was Liverpool against Chelsea, and Chelsea was taking a corner kick to pass it and get a goal. And in the corner, you can see Suarez, when he was playing for Liverpool, he was biting up air while he was playing. And here you can see a picture of Kevin De Bruyne opening Courtois on FIFA, and he recently got his girlfriend stolen from Grupo. Here you can see Ronaldo behind the interviewer, and he was mocking the interviewer, saying, and he was laughing. He was laughing at him. Zlatan was a player he used to play in the Premier League, and he started laughing at his teammates and came out of the bus with a cigarro. Here is Ante, and everybody was singing his song because there is a national anthem where he is basically the center of attention and he is the king. Mbappe was being tackled by 5 guys and 1 goalkeeper, and he decided to hit the ball with his hand in like this. And he basically scored with his hand and he out. Neymar was doing a live stream in front of 40,000 people, and his friends from Paris Saint-Germain, like Mbappe and Messi, scared him using a costume. Cristiano Ronaldo got a fan to run up to the stage, and he tried to get his autograph. But Cristiano Ronaldo jumped on top of one of the security guards and hit him, and he fell. Harry Maguire has not played well this season and scored a bunch of goals in his own national team, and De Gea hit the ball out of the field. Thank you.
Following my presentation will be about ancient Chinese history. As you all know, I am Chinese, so my unit is regarding my home country. In this picture, you can see a Chinese monument. In every country, there are ancestors. In China, one group called the Y6 group was formed in the Shannan dynasty. The Shannan dynasty is like the Bronze Age in Chinese history. In ancient China, people used cowrie shells as currency to buy things like clothes, decoration, food, water, and other things. Over 90% of the adults worked as farmers, since it was an easy profession, and others worked as scholars, teachers, workers, craftsmen, warriors, artists, and other jobs. In China, coins weren't invented in the Shannan dynasty. People wrote stories on bone script. In the picture, you can see a poem that was written by Li Bai. Poems had different meanings. These meanings are hidden away in each word of the poem. In each poem, there were around 4 to 6 words in each verse. Here, I have a book from my Chinese school. Here's a poem that I have not learned yet. This poem is about, which I didn't know, which I just found it. Li Bai was one of the most famous poets in China. He was wealthy, he ate meat and dressed in clothes, and good clothes. In ancient China, people mostly drew landscapes or portraits of people. In this picture, you can see a landscape of the ocean. Chinese art became very popular worldwide because of its varied feelings, calm, spiritual, and other feelings. As an example of a painting, here is Name of the Lower River by Prince Daozi. This painting is about the magical encounter of a nymph or goddess with the Prince Daozi in the river in central China. In ancient China, in the Shannan dynasty, people ate cereals. These cereals were rice, grain, millet, soybeans, and rich people ate meat. In China, there were social status. These social status was the kings, artisans, workers, and peasants. Artisans were people who owned small areas of land. The benefits of being the royal family is that you can eat good food, dress in good clothes, be protected, and go to school, or the boys went to school. Only boys were the ones who worked, while girls stayed at home caring for the young, and knit and made clothes. Boys were the ones who used to go to school, because they were the ones who worked, but women only needed to be taught how to knit and care for the little kids. After marriage, women were usually pregnant, and they were expected to birth two girls because girls would be married to people in the royal family. In China, women usually let their hair grow long and put it in buns, and dress up in dresses, and boys dressed in the same thing but with different colors because pants didn't exist. China has made many different instruments. Those good instruments were mostly string, percussion, and other instruments. And this is a bibliography. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy.
Hi, I am Grupo, and I'm here to talk about the Euro 2016 by me. I hope you enjoy it. The Euro 2016 was a tournament run by a group from football teams of countries of Europe that competed to see who would win the trophy. The tournament was played in 10 different stadiums in 10 different cities that were Paris, Nice, Lille, and more. The tournament was played from the 10th of June to the 10th of July, and it was in summer, and the football teams had a manager, and this is the manager of Spain. And the managers were the one that choose the players from the team. This is the Spain Euro 2016 team that was consisted in Morata, Silva, Nolito, Thiago, Iniesta, Busquets, Jordi Alba, Piqué, Sergio Ramos, Juan Fran, and De Gea. This was the Portugal team that was based on Ronaldo, the captain, Nani, João Mario, William Carvalho, Mourinho, Silva, Guerreiro, Pepe, Carvalho, Guerrina, y Rui Patricio. This was the France team that was considering Giroud, Lacazette, Pogba, Sissoko, Carrier, Ebra, Sacco, Varane, the Germany team that was one of the best teams of the tournament was Gomez, Götze, Ozil, Müller, Khedira, Kroos, Boateng, Neuer. The team before the tournament, the teams played friendly matches with other teams. Spain played many friendly matches to train and see the best players. And to pass to the Euros, you need to win, place first or second in a group with 5 or 6 teams. And the third ones would compete against themselves to see who will win. And when you pass, you would be grouped in another group of 4 teams, and the first and the second would pass to the knockout stages, and the third would again play against themselves to see who will win. In the knockout stages, the winners of the group stages play against the second winners of the group stages. And there is a photo of Gareth Bale playing in Gales and winning. In the quarterfinals, when the knockout stages were played, and the winners would play against the other winners, and the winner would pass to the semifinals. In the semifinals, that was Portugal against Uruguay and France against another team, and passed to the final. In the final of France against Portugal, in the first 45 minutes, France made 3 fouls to Ronaldo, and they injured him, and Ronaldo wouldn't play anymore. In the next half, the 2 teams had many good shots to the goalkeeper, but no one was a goal, so they went to in the first 15 minutes, no one scored a goal, but then the substitute of Ronaldo in the minute 118, scored a goal and the winning goal. For the Portuguese team, won the first Euro, and Cristiano Ronaldo hold the trophy. The end.
Comentar que espero que hayan disfrutado mucho. Me ha sorprendido porque creo que hemos visto la mejor versión de cada alumno, porque han sido muchas semanas desde el principio y ha dado fruto. Hemos visto la mejor versión de cada presentación y me he quedado impresionado, así que muy buen trabajo a los alumnos y otro aplauso para el grupo entero.